Okay, good morning everyone. I'm Patrick, the Solution Sales Consultant for Host Private Limited. Thank you for taking the time to join our webinar titled Achieving Visualization and Productivity Through High Availability Solutions. This webinar will be focusing on solution offerings from Stratus as well as Rockwell Automation. The agenda for this webinar would be a brief walkthrough Host's portfolio, followed by introduction of a fault-tolerant industrial server solution by Stratus Technologies. Next is Rockwell's powerful high-availability visualization software called the Tin Manager, and followed by our host solution to link up all the products to achieve a visualization and productivity through a high availability solution. Host started in the 1990s dealing with the Allen Bradley Company supplying automation parts. In 2014, Host was acquired by Sonopa Group to be part of a large group that aspires to be the customer's first choice of supplying of world-class industrial automation solutions and services. In 2018, Host further expanded its services and solutions to address to the growing industrial automation market needs. We revamped a new company logo to reflect the Host principles of customer-centric services and solution offerings. So who is Sonopa? Sonopa is present in 48 countries worldwide, and they have about 145 operating companies with approximately 48,000 associates. And last year, we achieved 24 billion euros of group sales. A little bit about Host. Host has been 28 years in the automation business, and last year, we achieved 24 million Singapore dollars in sales performance, and we hold more than $2 million worth of inventory in our warehouse. And currently, we have more than 30 employees and growing. Our core company vision is to be a company that delivers customer-centric values to address to the evolving business needs. Some of the services that we can provide includes the training and technical support. We can provide hands-on fundamental trainings on products and solutions, technology updates and workshops, which will be held monthly, and we also provide customized training too. And not forgetting technical support and also troubleshooting. As you can see, the three pictures is our actual demo room and training room. Okay, Host in a nutshell. We identified 6 core initiatives in the market. From the bottom left, the first two are the carbon footprint reduction and energy management solutions, which are aligned with the energy conservation initiative by the Singapore government. By using technology and IIoT solutions to provide energy management systems and also provide energy audits to our customer. Moving up, we have production and operation, which has been our bread and butter for the past 28 years to be in fact. We provide high availability systems through PACs, visualizations, etc. to improve production efficiencies. Moving on to the right, we have smart manufacturing. Currently, we partner with data scientists to form algorithms for predictive maintenance. In other words, we take the data in and then we form algorithms and make the data actionable. Moving on, networks. To achieve a connected enterprise, the equipment needs to be connected, to be linked up. We have infrastructure cabling as well as wireless infrastructure solutions. We also help in network design for our customers. Last but not least, cybersecurity, which is quite important nowadays in the manufacturing sector, OT sector. So we are the experts in security for the OT layer. We are able to provide consultation and implementation of cybersecurity. We have 2 products for the cybersecurity layer. We have OWL, which is a data diode. Second, we have Clarity, which is the world-leading network threat detection for the OT layer. These are some of the Encompass partners that we work together with. For industrial control and security, we have Clarity, Rockwell Automation, and OWL Cyber Defense. For smart computing, we have Stratus, Exodus, and Zebra. For network communications, we have Penduit for infrastructure cabling and ProSoft for wireless communications. For green energy, we have Dialight, ABB, which we are selling their IE3, IE4 efficiency motors, and Schaffner, which are harmonic filters. And last but not least, we have robotics. We carry collaboration robots, better known as cobots, by Hanwha, a Korean company, and mobile industrial robots, MIR. These are some of the maintenance programs that host has to offer. We can provide 24/7 standby, motor repair and services, phone support. We can also provide safety services like lockout tagout services, arc flash analysis, machine safety services. And also, on the other hand, we do provide training classes and web and computer browse training. We are located at Eunos Avenue 3 TSL building, a new building. It's just right beside Singpo Center. And thank you for your time. And I would like to pass the session over to my partner, Mr. Xavier Goh, a representative from Stratus, that will talk about the fault-tolerant solution by Stratus called ZTC-H. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, this is Xavier. Good day to everyone present here. On behalf of Stratus, I would like to introduce what is Stratus all about today. Stratus as a company has been around for 40 years, and we have always been focused on preventing downtime before it occurs. And the most important part of this is we prevent downtime without any changes to your applications. These are the three features that all our products bring to you: protected, simple, and autonomous. Protected, as we offer either HA, high availability protection, or advanced fault tolerance protection. To those not familiar with the terms, HA, or high availability, means active standby. A few minutes of downtime will be incurred if the active node fails. Fault tolerance means active, with no downtime incurred shall either node fail. Simple, as Stratus's products are meant for environments without any IT personnel. It sets up very quickly and is simple to manage. It requires no IT personnel to be present when executing a recovery. This is very important, as we all know that the edge environment may not have IT personnel around. Right. The last point, autonomous. All our products are self-monitoring and self-healing. Recovery to a protected mode is plug and play. Right. No engineering is involved. On this next slide are our three main products. It comprises of 2 hardware and 1 software. Starting from the left, the FT server is Stratus's flagship product, which has been around for more than 20 years. It is currently at its 10th generation. As its name suggests, this is a server-grade machine that offers fault tolerance, FT, protection, at the same time lowering your total cost of ownership, TCO. This product is used across all sectors, from financial to industrial. In the middle is the star of the show today, Stratus ZTC-H. ZTC stands for Zero Touch Compute. As its name suggests, the key value of the ZTC is simplicity. This is a product that we launched to specifically cater to the industrial sector, offering you protection wherever you may need. To the right is our software product called EverRun. This product is for situations where our hardware may be under or oversized to meet your required compute. EverRun can be installed on any x86 machines, instantly turning any pair of x86 machines into a protected environment. As I only have 10 minutes today, I will move on to the Structure ZTC-H. On this next slide, we have a close-up view of this Structure ZTC-H. It comes in a pair of redundant ruggedized nodes, offering you either HA or FT protection with up to 6 1G production LAN ports. This slide is where it starts becoming very interesting. I will show you how the ZTC is way ahead of its competitors. The Structure ZTC comes ready to deploy out of the box within 30 minutes, offering you a virtualized protected environment. You can easily accommodate up to 3 virtual machines in either HA or FT mode. Mode selection is achieved by a simple click of the mouse button. You can also mix different modes within the ZTC as well. For example, you can have VM1 on fault tolerance mode FT, while VM2 is on HA mode. No other products in the market can offer you this. Protection is achieved using a pair of 10G network links that are hardened and encrypted. These are represented by the orange lines in the middle. This pair of 10G links are used to do what we call software checkpointing. In fault tolerance mode, every instruction executed is checked by the secondary nodes before commitment. In addition, on-the-fly data, that means data in the CPU or memory, together with the hard disk, are being synchronized across the 2 nodes. This will ensure zero downtime shall either machine fail. In HA mode, only the hard disk data is synchronized between the 2 nodes. So, shall the active node fail today, there will be a few minutes of downtime required to bring up the services on the standby node. The ZTC is self-monitoring and is able to automatically send a warning when something goes wrong. Scenarios include overheating, or because the ZTC uses an SSD, it can warn you if the read-write cycle is being depleted. Or in the extreme case of when one node fails. There's also a built-in RESTful API that allows for you to monitor the ZTC remotely. Shall a failure happen and a replacement be needed, the ZTC is totally self-healing. A plug-and-play approach is used here. All your technician needs to do is to remove the faulty node, reinsert the replacement node, and plug the cables in the way that he took it up. The ZTC will automatically detect the replacement node, initiate a health check before starting the resynchronization process. This resynchronization takes anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, mainly depending on the amount of data in your hard disk. But most importantly, this recovery process takes place without any downtime. As you may have noticed, the ZTC is an industrialized PC that comes in a compact, fanless form factor. There are no moving parts within the ZTC. The entire casing is an enormous heat sink, and we have used an SSD in place of a traditional rotating hard disk. It also comes ready to be either dim mounted or wall mounted. In an environment up to 60 degrees Celsius, 95 degree humidity, and even up to 3G RMS vibration. I believe that this is the first time that protection can be achieved in such harsh conditions. Now you can have protection right next to your PLC, or your machine, or your production line. Whereas traditionally, protection only can be achieved using server-grade machines in a HVAC-controlled environment. At Stratus, we are able to offer you two different choices of customer service. The first one being complete health monitoring, where a Stratus customer service engineer looks after your machines 24/7 by 365 days. Right. This comes with a 30 minutes critical response SLA and even predictive failure monitoring. You can also choose the base service that also offers 30 minutes critical response after a service ticket is raised. This ticket can be raised either by email or by using our Stratus service portal. Both options are available 24/7 by 365 days. Both also comes with a 3 days part exchange commitment by Stratus. It means in the event of any hardware failure, Stratus will ensure that you get a replacement part within 3 days. The ZTC comes in two models, the 100i or the 110i. The difference is in compute resources and protection modes that's offered. The 110i comes with 32 GB of RAM, 2 TB SSD, and 6 1G ports. It also offers you either HA or FT protection, like I mentioned previously, with a click of a button. While the 100i comes with 32 GB RAM, 512 GB SSD, and only 2 x 1G port. The 100i only can offer you HA protection. And now we've come to my last slide, which is also a very interesting slide. The ZTC is DR ready. DR stands for disaster recovery. As we are using a pair of 10G links to synchronize, we are able to separate the two nodes physically in two different sites, up to a distance of 100 meters if we are using Ethernet, or 5 kilometers if we are using multi-mode fiber cable. This allows you complete flexibility when designing protection for your end users. An example of this would be in BMS, building management systems, where typically the end users will want one node in the FCC, fire command center, typically in the basement or ground floor, and the other node elsewhere, maybe in the server room, in the 10th floor or 20th floor, right? This is meant to cater for events if one site goes down completely. All right, I've come to the end of my deck. Thanks for your attention. But before I hand over the presentation to Kevin, the next presenter, there will be two polls that I would like all of you to participate in. This is the first poll. Are any of the following applications deployed in your environment currently? Please select an answer from the below options. And this is the second poll question. Where are you in your journey to implementing edge computing technologies? Please select an answer from the options below. Thank you for your participation in the poll questions. With this, I shall end my presentation, and I will hand you over to Mr. Kevin Lai, Architecture and Software Business Lead from Rockwell.
Thank you, Xavier. Hi and good morning, everyone. I'm Kelvin. I'm the Architecture and Software Business Lead from Rockwell Automation. Today, I will be sharing with you the topic on Team Manager, delivering the connected enterprise. Next, I would like to share with you a video that guides you through what is Team Manager.
For several decades, manufacturers have relied on PCs to host the applications and content that drive their productivity. While PCs have served an important purpose, they have also become a source of excess time and expense to maintain and manage in a modern manufacturing facility. Every PC requires the maintenance and upkeep of an operating system, user applications, antivirus software, even hard drives, fans, and power supplies that eventually fail. Replacing a PC, even with well-managed images, can require hours to replace, resulting in costly downtime. PCs are also vulnerable to malicious attacks. Open USB ports, local hard drives, and user management challenges all create a wide surface area of attack for anyone seeking to cause harm. Then Manager from Rockwell Automation helps modern manufacturers overcome these challenges by allowing the replacement of PCs with more secure, easier to manage thin client terminals that have no hard drives or moving parts and, by default, block access to USB ports. By centralizing all applications and processing to secure servers, manufacturers are able to reduce the amount of resources that have to be managed. And by replacing end-user terminals with thin clients, maintenance and downtime are greatly reduced on the plant floor. If a Thin Manager terminal does fail, it can be completely replaced in about 2 minutes with no loss of data. You can even implement a new Thin Manager installation by removing the hard drives from your existing PCs and operating them as client devices. Moving forward, simply replace these PCs with industrialized thin clients to extend your investment and hardware lifecycle well into the future. Thin Manager's architecture also greatly reduces the number of operating systems that need to be maintained, virtual or physical. The powerful, simplified deployment options offered by Thin Manager also make it highly scalable. Applications installed once on servers can be deployed to many end-user terminals and users without any additional configuration. Quickly add additional users, terminals, camera feeds, and more to expand your plant floor visualization and control. Finally, Thin Manager offers the only secure mobile delivery platform designed specifically for industrial applications. Thin Manager only delivers mobile content to specific locations that you configure. Using location resolver technologies like GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and QR codes, Thin Manager allows you to set up predefined secure areas where mobile content can be delivered. More importantly, Thin Manager will prevent delivery of mobile content outside of the authorized locations you create, no matter what level of access an end user might have. Rockwell Automation provides the solutions to securely build a modern connected enterprise. Thin Manager delivers the right content to the right person in the right place. Increase your productivity, visualization, security, and mobility with the world's most powerful industrial thin client platform.
I hope the video provides you with an insight on what is Team Manager. In my next few slides, I will be sharing why use Team Manager and the benefit of using it. Team Manager is a content delivery and device management platform, and it can easily deliver all kinds of content, for example, graphics from your SCADA, or pushing content from an ERP or CMMS, etc., that your workforce needs to do their job. And most importantly, Team Manager securely delivers that content to any combination of device, user, or location. So, why customers use Team Manager? Firstly, the ease of use. Team Manager managed devices are managed centrally using the admin console. No configuration is required at the device. This makes terminal replacement extremely simple. In fact, anyone can be trained to perform a terminal replacement. As opposed to managing numerous PC, each with their very own Windows OS and application to maintain, Team Manager definitely presents a much simpler, centralized management software. The Team Manager OS is delivered to a thin client right at boot time, and its configuration is easily created and managed within the Team Manager admin console. Secondly, reduced downtime. Windows-based content can be made highly available by simply configuring a failover remote desktop server. In any case, if the primary server becomes unavailable, the thin client will automatically fail to the secondary server. And also, redundant networking option is available at thin client. Thirdly, improve operational efficiency. The real power of Team Manager is its ability to aggregate multiple content sources at single device, creating composite application. Be it your Windows-based application to programming software of your control system, these multiple content sources can be visualized simultaneously using tiling or virtual screening. And also, Team Manager provides location-based content delivery to mobile devices, so content can be made available only in the physical location that permits it. Rockwell Automation do have the range of Team Manager-ready thin client terminal boxes, the VersaView 5200 families. All of these units will automatically boot from Team Manager, and they are industrial grade to support more strenuous work environment. And also, these units have a life cycle that is 2 to 3 times that of a PC counterparts. So from the model itself, it starts from basic, supporting from single display to multiple 4K display to suit for different needs. What are the benefits of using a Team Manager platform then? From the original release of Team Manager, its primary value proposition has revolved around lower total cost of ownership. Productivity is increased on the administrative side by simplifying content delivery and device management. And productivity is also increased on the end user side by delivering the right content to the right user at the right location. Visualization to the process is improved by delivering different content sources together and providing unique ways to visualize the source simultaneously, maintaining and monitoring the pulse of the process at all times. Security is drastically increased because the content delivered is not actually hosted or stored on the device to which it is delivered. In addition, the content can be delivered based on user role and or user location. Lastly, maintenance and downtime costs are also decreased with Team Manager because get out of PC refresh cycle generally every 2 to 3 years, and when terminal do fails, they can be replaced in under 2 minutes by anyone. And what are the benefits of combining VersaView 5200 thin client terminal boxes with Team Manager offered by Rockwell Automation? Being Team Manager ready means the VersaView series has greater value and functionality than standard commercial grade thin client. Also, Team Manager actually increases the value of hardware investment by providing additional features and functionality that goes beyond what an unmanaged thin client can do. In all, by combining the VersaView series hardware with Team Manager, customers will receive the most powerful thin client solution available for the industrial market. Well, Team Manager has been in the market for over 17 years. It is a content and device management solution designed specifically for industrial environment and a very OT-centric solution. Team Manager is the only solution that manages server content as well as the client itself, resulting in zero configuration required at the thin client. Of course, in the market, there are alternative solutions like Citrix, VMware Horizon View, but these are IT-centric solutions that require significantly more complex architecture and are much more dependent on the IT organization to deploy and support. While definitely this solution has success in the front office, they are simply not designed for the plant floor, and their strengths are not aligned to the needs of the plant floor as well. This comes to the end of my presentation. Do keep in mind, Team Manager from Rockwell Automation is a platform applicable across a broad spectrum, regardless of which industry you are in. Okay, before I hand over to the next presenters then, I have 2 poll questions which I would like you to participate in. My first question, are you looking at reducing the number of operating systems and also centralizing the management of content and devices while lowering your TCO. Yes or not at this time. After selection, please click on Submit. My second question, are you looking to simplify content and device management as well as reduce your reliance on IT? Yes or no at this time? Please click on the Submit after your selection. Okay, thank you everyone. I will hand over to the next speaker, Zen, Solution Sales Manager from Host. Thank you.
Thank you for answering the 2 poll questions. This is important feedback for us to understand your needs and feedback to you separately after this webinar. My name is Zen and I am the Solution Sales Manager from Host. So what you heard from the previous 2 presenters are solutions from Stratus using ZTC Edge and Rockwell's Team Manager solution. I will do some recap on the key points of the solution and how you can use this in the plant, and for SIs, how you can propose this as a complete fault-tolerant solution to your customers. A short recap on the key benefits of the ZTC Edge. If you have missed some parts previously, you will need to listen to this. ZTC Edge is able to function in high availability or fault-tolerant mode, and you will never require the reliance on IT staff again. You can easily import and launch your OVF appliances, including vSphere images, instantly. It is also self-protecting, meaning it automatically mirrors all data in memory and disk. In the event of the node failure, the system restarts any VM running on that failed node to its other node, and this ensures continuity of service. It can be installed within 30 minutes, and this can be mounted on any DIN rail panels. No IT or server room environment required. So, for the Team Manager, in a nutshell, it is able to safely and securely deliver your contents like your SCADA, MES, CMMS, or ERP systems to any devices like thin clients, mobile devices, or your PC. You can also give different individuals or groups different kind of access to the system delivered to them. For example, engineers can have more rights than the operator in the SCADA content. These access rights can also be extended to according to location. Like for example, you can only take manual control when you are in front of a machine. This can help to enhance the safety processes in the plant. What you are looking at is the typical architecture using Team Manager to deliver the contents through ZTC Edge for fault-tolerant applications. In red at the top, these are your applications and contents coming from the centralized servers. This can be in the form of VMs or physical servers. On the right, also in red, you can see the CCTV, IP cameras, or from HMI. These can be content providers as well. All these contents can be pushed into the thin clients, PC, or mobile devices, which is in green color. These are situated in the control room, plant floor, or office spaces. The executive, engineer, or operators each has their access rights assigned to them. When they log in, only those contents which they are able to access will be pushed to them. They can log in through PIN, biometric thumbprint readers, or RFID card readers. Also, all the clients and server communications are encrypted. This will in turn increase your overall network security. Coming to the 2VTC Edge, it acts as a team manager server. It has a fault-tolerant configuration to ensure that this communication to deliver content will not be compromised if one of the nodes fail. This system is resilient and secure to deliver the right content to the right person. In terms, it gives more accessibility and increased overall productivity of the plant. It is a proven setup and solution. We will show you the demo video clip which we prepared at host training room at the end of the presentation. This is a project reference of using such setup to deliver contents in the control room. You can see that the screen is able to display multiple functions like the SCADA, dashboards, and CCTV footages concurrently. The tablet on the desk is able to be removed and be mobile throughout the plant floor for the operator or engineer to access information on the go. Lastly, we will move on to a 4-minute demo video clip, and there will be a short question and answer session. You may only type in the Q&A portion, and we will respond to your queries accordingly.
Thank you everyone, all the presenters, Mr. Xavier, Mr. Calvin Lai, and Mr. Zen, for presenting the solutions to achieve high availability through visualization and productivity. So now we have a few questions from the audience participants. And the first question is Team Manager licensing counts by number of clients or number of devices? Can we have the Rockwell team to answer this question? Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Wesley, solution consultant from Rockwell Automations. So let me answer these questions. So Team Manager license is count by number of terminal connections. So it's defined by how many terminal devices are concurrently connected to the Team Manager server. So yeah, you can choose either name the user or tie the license to a device. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wesley. Now we have a question for Stratus. Is there any extra steps to configure the Stratus redundant server? Mr. Xavier, can you please help answer this question? Thank you.
Yep, sure. Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Xavier. There are no extra steps. Once you set up, it's as simple as loading in the virtual VM, and it's good to go. Thank you.
Oh, we just got another question for Stratus. To implement a team manager in the Stratus servers, do we need to purchase 2 team manager licenses? Mr. Xavier, can you please help answer? Thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's the beauty about Stratus. All our products, regardless of the level of protection, we only require 1 license of the application that you are trying to protect. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, a question for the Rockwell team. For the team manager solution, what if my content server is down? Rockwell team, can you please help to answer?
Sure. This is Wesley again. Team Manager works as a content broker. It doesn't generate the content or have any cache over the server side. So when the source of content is down, all the remote terminal will lose its source. It will have no display on all the content. Thank you.
Okay, the next question I see is also for the Rockwell team. The question sounds like this. Is the team manager licensing perpetual or by subscription basis? Rockwell, can you please help to answer? Thank you.
Sure. Both options are available. Kelvin, you want to add on?
Yeah. Just hi, I'm Kelvin. So for the team manager licensing, we do offer for subscription based and also the perpetual license as well. Thank you.
Okay, the next question is for Stratus. Since the Stratus server are fault tolerant, will there be any indication or alarms to the user if one server fails? And what is the response time? Mr. Xavier, can you please help answer this question? Thanks.
Okay. It depends on the protection mode. If it's in FT, the response time is very fast. I mean, there is no downtime when it fails over in FT. So the response time for the indication or alarm is in seconds. In HA mode, for ZTC, it takes about 30 seconds for the secondary node to recognize that the primary node has failed. Right. So the response time maybe is in minutes. Right. For indication and alarms to the user, there are a few ways. We have the RESTful API
for users to monitor the ZTC. We can also channel data through OPC so that you can display this in your HMI. The third way is through email. It's all by configuration. You can configure the ZTC to send emails to whoever you want, right? And that user will be notified of the alarm. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay, we have a question from a system integrator. When a new team manager client is replaced, how does the team manager system recognize the new client? Is it through a MAC address or static IP address or any other methods? Rockwell side, can you please help to answer? Thank you.
Okay, this is Wesley. If you have a new device, a new team client device being plugged into the network, you need to configure its IP address. Or if you have a manager switch and have a DHCP persistent function enabled, it means whichever device connected to this particular port will be assigned an IP address automatically. Then you don't need to do any configurations. So once the device is configured, being assigned to an IP address, then the team manager will start to deliver the content to this new device, the same content as the old one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wesley. The next question is, wow, it's also from a system integrator. Are there any project references for this solution that is being implemented in Singapore? Can Stratus share any implemented project reference?
We actually have plenty at Stratus. I think for today's sake, for today's discussion, I'll just dive into ZTC. For ZTC, there are a few customers already using because of confidentiality. I shall not name them, but they are in petrochemical sector where it's used on small SCADAs that requires fault tolerant protection. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay. Just in for the team manager, you mentioned, Xavier, it's like a remote session based. If yes, do we need to purchase the remote desktop license for the OS?
Yes, you
Stratus?
need. You need a remote desktop license.
Okay.
Thank you, Patrick.
Another question, yeah. Where is the data being stored? If it's stored in the server, then it makes Stratus servers become critical. So what is the rating, the uptime for Stratus servers?
So,
Xavier, can you please answer?
Server, yeah, sure. Our server is rated at 5 nines of availability. So 5 nines translates to about 5 minutes. And these 5 minutes are what we call planned downtime. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay. Another question for the Rockwell side. How does Team Manager applies to a traditional server versus a client system? Wesley, maybe you can answer.
Traditional server and client, you need to install all the client application at every remote PC or device. So while in team manager configurations, you recommend to have a remote desktop session, basically to virtualize all these client applications in the remote terminal server, and then let the team manager to manage all these content, where the content will be displayed over which remote device, for example, can be a thin client, can be a PC, or your mobile tablet. So in such a way that you can manage it, transform the traditional server client. It is still a server client, it just changed the method to manage all these devices and manage the content. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wesley. Another question for the Rockwell side. Can we use Team Client Manager for applications we should be running always to capture alarms or some problems?
It's Wesley again. Yes, you can definitely use a Team Manager to run all these plant monitoring systems, because a Team Manager is taking the data from the data server or HMI server. Those servers should be still running at the high availability systems like Stratus. And the information from the field will go to those servers and be processed inside the server. Team Manager can be part of the this plant monitoring system or work separately. But what has been changed is just those remote connections and those hardware. We can make it into sort of a thin client kind of setup. You can still process anything critical applications, process important alarm over such a configuration. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wesley. From the audience, we have a question for Stratus. What are the key differentiation between a ZTC Team Manager bundle versus other server team client competition? Xavier, can you please help to answer the difference?
Yeah, sure. I would say that is the protection that the server itself offers to you. Other servers will not be able to offer you fault-tolerant protection, whereas Stratus, we are able to offer you 5 nines of availability. So that makes the whole bundle very stable, and there will be no downtime at all. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay, thanks, Xavier. Okay, just in a question for the Rockwell team. Is there any option to access Team Manager's content, such as IP camera footages, through wireless communications? Perhaps Rockwell, you may be able to advise?
So supposedly you are saying that whether you can receive those graphic over a mobile tablet. Yes, you can definitely use iPad or Android devices to receive the CCTV camera graphic from the Team Manager server. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wesley. Yeah, I think that sums up for some of the questions due to a time constraint we have. So some of the unanswered questions for the participants, we will reply your questions via email. So yeah, I would like to thank you everyone for your time and effort to join the webinar titled Achieving Visualization and Productivity Through High Availability Solutions. So if there are any other inquiries or opportunities, you may send us an email at sales@host.sg. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.